Alright, you sheep of Helldivers, I'm coming at you with illegal broadcast number 2. Now some of you out there have been coming at me and destroying my broadcast towers. Why do you think the government is having you destroy those broadcast towers? Because they don't want you to hear what I have to say. Today I'm going to prove to you that they are lying to you, and they want you to die. That's right, they want you to die, and I'm going to prove it. So stay tuned and stop destroying my towers so that you can learn the truth.
You're fighting so you can watch everyone around you die. Think, Mark.
Alright, I'm going to lay some truth on you. Think about this. I want you to just sit down and think about this for even 1 second. Let's talk about hellbombs. When you call down a hellbomb, you have to run manually into enemy fire, wait for the hellbomb to come down, manually arm the hellbomb, and defend it to wait for it to explode. And yet, there are hellbombs littered around the rest of the world that if you shoot them once, they explode and take everything out. Your training manual tells you that they do this to save money. But think about it, they already have ones that self-detonate. They're not saving any money, they're producing ones specifically for you that do not work as well. Why? Because they want you to run into that enemy base and they want you to die while you're doing it.
You're fighting so you can watch everyone around you die. Think, Mark.
Next, let's talk about samples, because samples make no sense. And again, it's just proof. If you take 5 seconds and think about it, it's proof that you're being lied to. So if you pick up a sample and you bring that sample back, all 4 Helldivers on your squad get that sample. How are they turning 1 sample into 4 samples? Not to mention, the samples appear on every planet you go to, and somehow when you liberate that planet, now there's no samples for you to get? The samples are still there. If they needed the samples, you would just walk onto the peaceful planets that have no enemies and pick up the samples there. They don't need the samples. If they needed the samples, they wouldn't be sharing them. They'd be picking up the samples off the other planets. So what is it? They create this fake objective to go collect samples as a reason to send you farther out into enemy lines and increase the chances of you dying.
You're fighting so you can watch everyone around you die. Think, Mark.
Think about this. Okay, we're losing a lot of people because we're fighting a war on 2 fronts, allegedly, and yet when we failed a major order, they made it so that we were no longer able to reproduce? That makes no sense. When a nation, a super Earth, when a group is at war, they usually encourage you to have more kids because you need more bodies to replace all the people dying at war. So how does it make sense that during, again, a war on 2 front that apparently we're not always winning because we're losing major orders, they say you're not allowed to have kids on top of it? That doesn't make sense. That's about control. That has nothing to do with these fake wars that they're propagating. Like we talked about earlier, bugs can't fly through space. They're putting the bugs there. I wouldn't be surprised if they're building the automatons just so that there is an enemy for you to hate to distract us from the real problems. And I know you might say, oh, what problems could there possibly be? Let me tell you about some problems. Every one of these planets has basically been unlivable. There might be a farm here or there, but clearly we're having population issues if they're telling us not to reproduce anymore. That's the problem they're trying to distract you from. Or how about allegedly, if a Helldiver calls in a stratagem, that stratagem costs more than the entire wages for a person on Super Earth for a year. And Helldivers are throwing them around like it's nothing. They'll exit a mission and call in Eagles to bomb nothing. They waste billions, if not trillions of dollars on this money that could be in our economy, money that could come back to us, citizens of Super Earth. That's what they're distracting you from. They pretend to have all these huge expenses while Helldivers are out there wasting resources. It's time to wake up, sheeple. It's time to wake up, people of Super Earth. You are being lied to, and they are destroying my broadcast towers so that you can't hear this, but I will not stop. I will make sure that you know the truth. Tune in next time, and I'll offer more proof why you are being lied to.